So Bloomble was started in right around July of 2017. Funny story. We actually got started in a garage of one of my best friend's mom's houses. We were kind of ripping and running, doing as many deals as we possibly could on the wholesale raw material side. And we transitioned quickly, specifically because of the fact that his mom really didn't believe in our ability to grow as quickly as we actually grew. Mike's mom eventually got home and said, "Hey guys, this has been awesome, but I think you guys have to move out." And so that's when we started to look for different real estate around the Denver area. And so we quickly transitioned from the garage to a 1,000 square foot looking building all the way to where we are right now, which is a 7,000 square foot building here in Denver, Colorado. And we are working in conjunction in Miami, Florida, a Wynwood facility that's roughly 10,000 square feet.
And so if we could dive into what exactly we started with and why we did that. I think that would really help benefit our community here that's listening in right now.
Where we started was always in the raw material side of the business. The founding actually didn't even start with Bloomble. It started with a company called Good Life Delivery Service out in California. We had about 10 different locations. Things were going well until they weren't, right? So we were doing a lot of brokering inside of THC and CBD, and we got to analyze both sides, right? Who were the people that we wanted to align ourselves with? We looked at the THC side and we looked at the CBD side. So that's when we delved extremely deep into the CBD side and started to stray away from Delta 9 altogether. We were doing a lot of different wholesale raw materials. Wholesale raw materials meaning CBD isolate, CBD crude, biomass, which is the raw flower itself that goes into an extractor to extract into crude. We took the crude that was from the extractor, we took it to a distillation facility. It got distilled into distillate and then further processed into isolate, and we were selling ingredients throughout the entire supply chain to different levels of the supply chain.
We, of course, had a lot of friends and family who were interested in what we were doing and how they could support us. And us being wholesalers at first, we kind of didn't know how to incorporate that into our friends and family's lives other than getting them really cheap ingredients or affordable ingredients that also were vetted. What we call at the beginning of CBD hype was the green rush. So there was a lot of people who didn't know where exactly they were sourcing their materials from because there was a little bit of gray areas with figuring out who to trust. Along the way, we learned that there was a very important need for that space. One thing in particular was the catalyst for that for us. And Zevin, tell them about your friend.
So one of the instances that we ran into, and one of the biggest problems that we started to realize, was the lack of transparency. I went over to one of my best friends. He has a sister who was suffering from epilepsy, and so I found out that she was using something called Epidiolex, which is an over-the-counter medicine that uses the same ingredient and compound that we use, CBD. As we got further and further into the industry, into the space, I started to see, hey, we're actually professionals just like those Epidiolex people are. How about I go to my friend and I ask him if he wants the medicine for free or significantly discounted to the rate that he's already paying. He literally looked me in the face and he's like, "Zevin, I love you, I respect you, we've been friends, best friends for the last 10 years, but for her it's life and death and we can't take any chances." And so in my head I started to think, wow, if my best friend, who I've known since 4th, 5th, 6th grade, can't trust me with this product, can't trust me with this ingredient, then how many other people out there are still suffering from the same exact level of problem? So that's where we came out, and we wanted to be one of the most transparent organizations out there in the United States of America, producing product that is actually as advertised.
We had all of the access that we needed to create these products, but at that point we weren't quite ready to build our own brand. So we started Bloomble with a platform for other vetted CBD companies, that we had a series of checks and balances that we put them through to make sure that their products were as quality as they said that they could be. Zevin and I have an incredible background in marketing and design, and so we put our heads together and created this platform basically overnight.
Yeah.
And away we went with helping our friends and family find good suppliers, find good companies, and help that supply chain all the way through from seed to sale, as we say. We're going to dive into